a card tarot reading for you guys. And this video will be what is next in love. What is your current energy? That's what I'll be looking into basically. So what's the energy right now, as well as the energy coming into your new cycle of what is happening in your love life. Alright, so we have three piles to choose from today. My throat chakra has been all over the place, I'm not gonna lie, so I do apologize if I slip up on my words or I might be a little, more hesitant on what I'm saying. So again, my apologies, but I'm going to try to do this as precise as I can and as, as descriptive as I can. You see, even me just forgetting these words. So I think there's just an energy right now in the collective of feeling a little bit kind of I don't know, there's just this energy of kind of feeling a little bit, what's the word, disconnected, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm disconnected from reality or disconnected from source or anything. That's not what's happening. It's just I'm kind of feeling like my words aren't really matching up to what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Like my throat chakra isn't really activating with my brain, or my crown chakra for that matter. But anyways, like, that matters. We're just going to keep on keeping on, and you guys can just head on over to whichever pile seems to resonate with you guys the most. We have the first pile here, the second pile, and then the third pile. Alright, my pile number ones, if you guys chose friendship, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, and this pile is for you guys. So this is definitely someone you've either been friends with, been close friends with, or someone you feel a very close friend relationship with. This is going to be a person that comes into your life that is almost the energy of someone who is like your companion, like your best friend, like someone who will always be there for you, and someone who's really loyal to you. And there will be an energy of just always having this person in your space and them being very helpful and beneficial, not them actually just being there for one sort of reason or just not really actually providing for you. This person's going to treat you like a friend as well. So this person's not only going to really appreciate you and love you and care for you and tend to you, but this person's also going to recognize that you are in their life for a reason, and they want to keep that as special as possible, and the bond that you guys have is going to be so close to the point where you guys are literally like best friends here. Okay, let's see. Let's get your angel number message out. Let's see what's up with that. For my pile number one, Spirit, what is their angel number message? This is pile number one's angel number message. Alright. We have 999. I am unique. Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs, so you can make the best of life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. So you could have had a cycle with this person in the past. You could have been ending this chapter of that cycle and going into a new one, which is why you guys have, have this connection of being pretty close in in a friendship perspective. But I do see that if you have never met this person yet and it's just gonna, happen organically, you're learning from your past cycles of why you had to learn lessons in either other connections, other relationships that weren't really based on friendship and stability. They were more based off attraction and, and what's another word? Attraction and dependability, like that, you know what I mean? So you're thanking the past for the lessons that you've learned with these other karmic relationships, and you're gonna move into a cycle knowing that this life or this relationship is waiting to be fulfilled by you. So you are kind of the creator of the necessities in terms of making this connection, sustainable and actually, loving and beneficial and dependable in like a healthy way, Back of the deck is 6-6. I am positive. Your guardian angel is teaching you the essence of unconditional love. You are encouraged to have faith that the universe will provide for you while you're manifesting your inner desires. So there's something about you either in the past struggling with other karmic relationships or having to really fill in the blanks for other people or other connections when they didn't have any space to be, tended to. So what I mean by that is that you might have got yourself involved in a lot of karmic connections in the past where people were so focused and limited by themselves and on their own wavelength, where it kind of held you down to a lower vibration. So no matter what you did and no matter how beneficial you were to them, they would only see it as a gain for them, or they would only see it as, if you're not benefiting me in the way that I see is beneficial, then you're not benefiting me at all. And I understand dealing with selfish, narcissistic behaviors with people. I know a lot of the reasons that people are that way, or they tend to go about situations that way, are never in their true intent. So I don't hold any kind of malice towards anyone, and I know that you probably don't either, but it's just letting you know, or your guardian angels are letting you know, that they're helping you understand that it is okay to move away from these connections or these instances where you feel like you're really losing control in the connection based off their own unworthy mindset and them holding you back and constraining you from really going towards what you think is successful in a relationship here. So your guardian angels are really teaching you that these lessons and these cycles and whatever you had to go through were actually for your benefit, because they're teaching you unconditional love. And in order for you to find that in someone else, you need to take time apart and really dissect why you're getting involved in connections that hinder your perception on what you think love should be, and why these connections in the past may have halted you from really growing and really expanding who you are as a person and your faith in love. And I think that by creating this new perception for yourself and entering a new reality where you're manifesting, your inner desires based off unconditional love here, this is bringing in a person of great value to you, and a person who is actually going to be by your side and stick with you and be that friendship and be that supporter that you've wanted. And they're going to treat you like you're someone who's unique. You're someone who's different. You're not someone who's like everyone else, in a sense where they're not going to, have a wandering eye. They're not going to try to get other people involved and make messy situations for you. This is going to be a positive connection, and this is really going to help you feel a lot more secure and a lot more safe with where you are in life. Okay. Now let's get your oracles out. Let us see. What is next in love for my pal number one, Spirit? What is next in love? Alright, we have Seeker coming out. Back of the deck is Detective. Alright, so we have Bird and Fortune coming out. I'm hearing the song, this is so random, Get Lucky. I think it's by Pharrell and T.I., if that's what it is. We're up all night to get lucky. I don't know. That song is coming to me right now. So this could be kind of how the dynamics of your friend or of your relationship could be. Maybe it's like a friendship, a funny, passionate, romantic type of thing with you. Mermaid on the back of the deck. Or maybe you guys just have a lot of fun together, that it's just constant, constant fun times. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. Yeah. Let's see what's next in love, Spirit, for my pile number one collective. We have A Time for Healing, Balsamic Moon. Back of the deck is Step Out of Your Comfort Zone, North Node. have let go of control issues, 10-10 on the clock as I saw that. And 10-10 is all about being patient, right? Letting go of that feeling of needing to be so controlling of the outcome of the relationship here, of where it's headed. You deserve love on the back of the deck. What's next in love for my pile number 1 spirit? Alright, so we have light coming out. Literally looks like Taylor Swift to me. Always see that, always recognize that. And then back of the deck is rejoice in celebration. Let's see what's next in love for my pile number 1. We have 8 of Swords coming out first. The 2 of Cups wanting to come out in the reverse. The Page of Pentacles. The 9 of Cups. And let's get one more. And the Fool. Okay. Clarify the 8 of Swords, Spirit. What is the 8 of Swords here? We have the 10 of Pentacles. Why is the 2 of Cups in the reverse, Spirit? 4 of Wands wanted to pop out, but didn't. Instead, the Tower. Okay. What is the Page of Pentacles? The Knight of Cups. 9 of Cups. Why is the 9 of Cups here, Spirit? We have the 3 of Wands. Oh. And then why is the Fool here, Spirit? We have the 7 of Wands. Back of the deck is the 5 of Swords and the Magician. Okay. I think there's an instance here where I definitely feel like this is a connection you've had with someone for a while now. If it wasn't romantic, you guys have been friends for a while, but things haven't really shifted per se when it comes to really advancing in the connection here. And if that doesn't sound like your pile, if this doesn't sound like it resonates with you, like if you haven't really met someone that you feel like it's already kind of a really close soulmate possible connection here. When it comes to love, I'm not saying that there are soulmates, but I'm saying that if it feels like you haven't really met someone yet that is a really close friend of yours that feels that way, then this pile again might not be for you, or there's someone coming in that's going to give this energy to you. But it starts off at first where you're going to feel very stuck in your head when it comes to this connection. You're maybe going to be thinking about finding truth with it. I'm just seeing there's a sense of you feeling like this connection is misconstrued, or feeling like there's some sense of control issues that are in the mix, where you guys really feel like you can't intuitively move forward when it comes to acting on this connection. So this could have been an instance where in the past, like I said, you really had karmic connections with people, and you really had to have this observation and understanding of the truth, but only because of these other connections in the past have really made you fear communication and fear an energy of not being able to deserve the right amount of love that you truly deserve here. And so I think that that's going to really shift for you in terms of what you see valuable with connections here. I think you're going to really start looking into connections more in a way where you're going to step out of your comfort zone. And there's going to be almost like this kind of shift in perspective. You know, your intuition, everything around you is really going to seem a little bit shattered, possibly. Maybe your illusion of love is different now. Maybe your illusions or your systems of belief towards love implicate something totally different now. I'm seeing something having to do with you feeling like either you are finally aware of the karmic lessons you endured and how to move forward and what you do know you want, which is this abundance, which is change, which is fortune here, and you want to be able to heal from those past connections and look into the light and further your light and not dim your light when it comes to other connections here, and step out of your comfort zone and really emotionally handle things in a way that you feel freely to. And I think that, again, this realization here kind of shifted your whole perspective on maybe what connections are, or even maybe this connection in general. If you've known this person for a while, and at first you weren't thinking clearly on terms of how strong this connection was, I'm seeing now you're looking more into finding the truth about this connection and figuring out where your loyalty lies with this connection and this person. And this could also be, you know, the perspective of this other person, so take what resonates. But I'm really seeing you figuring out a lot about not only yourself here, but a lot about romantic connections as a whole, or love connections as a whole. Because even if you're seeing this video in terms of a love connection as a friendship, this person is going to come in as a great friend, as someone who's strong and loyal, but maybe at first the situation might seem a little bit either too good to be true, or there's some sense of holding something back due to fearing communication, maybe a little bit of self-sabotage here. But I'm seeing things working out, so don't worry. I'm just getting to the beginning aspect of the energy past, probably. But yeah, anyways, so by you gaining this momentum forward in terms of taking off that mask when it comes to connections with people and finding your true authenticity and finding your true soul tribe, it's almost as if you're gonna kind of come to a shattering, life-altering, I'm hearing ultimatum here. And that just might be due to the fact that you are going to need to move forward in connections without letting pride get in the way, but also having to walk away from situations that you might have thought were truly soulmate connections or truly based off loyalty and dependability. But you're going to figure out that that's not the case in terms of most of these connections with people. And it's because this person's going to come forward and is going to offer you something that you have either never thought that was capable of happening for you, or something that you really, really wished upon having, but you've dwelled on it so much that it's almost been kind of like a thing in your subconscious that you just held and suppressed in the past. But I'm seeing that this person's going to come forward here. And when this love connection begins, this person's going to make that decision to fully invest their time into you and become that person, even if they're in this page energy necessarily, even if this person is still figuring out themselves, either they're healing as well from past connections, or they're understanding that you're healing from past connections, and they're altering their ways of thinking in a way to come forward to you in a more heartfelt and compassionate manner. Because this person, either you guys have been friends for quite some time and this person knows you've been waiting on an offer, or this person just feels like you are someone who's worth an offer here that you haven't gotten, or you haven't really been able to grasp. But this person has this level of seeking accountability towards being someone that can be, disciplined enough to emotionally provide for you here. Because I'm seeing that this person might want to be a good friend, might want to offer stability and love you, truly. But either in the past, they've had, decisions, whether they overthought a lot or they kind of self-sabotaged. And this could have been a mirrored thing. You guys could have both been doing this to one another. Which is why I feel like this connection is so valuable, because you guys are learning important lessons here, not only from past karmic connections with other people, but from each other. Because you're learning how to surrender to a connection and how to understand that people are in your life for reasons. And you need to step out of your comfort zone and really seek that wisdom and that truth in order to find that fulfillment in the connection. So in order to make that decision and allow yourself to intuitively feel out your emotions and intuitively, celebrate yourself and celebrate the other person and be deserving of love, there needs to be a sense of commitment here and a sense of a decision to be made. And I think that this person and you are both suffered. You guys have both suffered from insane amounts of overthinking, overanalyzing, trapping yourself in your mind, essentially, to the point of feeling like these things that you want in life, or this relationship you want in love, is almost unobtainable. But something is switching here. And there's going to be some sort of travel or some sort of decision or some sort of instance made here that's going to give you your wish fulfillment. That's going to give you the emotional love you want. That's going to offer you this love, offer you this selfish kind of love that you can have on your own time, that you can be, greedy with, that you can love, that you can cherish, that you can fully surrender to, and allow yourself to see the light and allow yourself to gravitate towards a higher purpose and your higher self in terms of seeking out the truth of this connection with this person here. And in doing so, you're going to do a lot of creating firm boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. You're going to become really disciplined in standing your ground and creating the life that you want for you. And in return, you're almost going to feel like you're catapulted into a situation that's going to lead you towards a new beginning here. That's going to take you making that risk, take you standing your ground, take you preserving your time and energy, your space here, and following your intuition and gambling and taking that risk and just going through the motions and just fully throwing yourself in, because you know that you've been through so much already and you've self-sabotaged so much already. And I'm not trying to call you out here, because I've done that too. Everyone does. You've been healing. It's great. It's good to be able to understand where you went wrong in terms of self-sabotaging connections. But you're going to be able to fully embody who you feel you would want to be your best self in terms of a connection. So you're going to be able to embody your best self, and you're going to be able to fully stand your ground, you know, allow yourself to be heard, move forward in terms of seeing the innocence in life again, walking away from situations and from people that were creating loss, that were creating conflict, tension here. And it may cause, you know, some tension, yeah. It may cause you having to really move away from situations that in the past may have felt really hard or may have felt kind of confusing to do. But I'm seeing you go on a journey here. So it's almost as if you're going to have this epiphany that you've been holding on for so long towards a thought that has never really been initiated due to the fact that you've been, again, holding yourself back. And I think that something's going to come to you. I'm hearing coming to you. So yeah, something's going to come to you. Almost like this offer here is going to be given to you, and it's almost going to be too good to be true. But you're not going to allow, or at least Spirit is really inclining you to learn from your past lessons and overcome those insecurities and fears and doubts because of past connections, and take that leap forward and create a new beginning for yourself here. To see the optimism and see the positivity of this connection, and to take that new start and that fresh start towards seeing the light with this connection and letting go of that past baggage. But there's a but. But you're gonna really need to stand strong in your ground, and you're not gonna be able to fall back on your past situations or your past beliefs, because it's almost as if this is being given to you. But if you don't know how to, you know, just use discernment and handle it accordingly, based off how you intuitively feel, and not based off ego, or not based off, you know, trying to get some sort of last laugh here, in order for you to really kickstart and gain a good, stable foundation for this connection, you're going to need to stand your ground and be strong in your boundaries, and just be open and honest in what you want, and not let things be manipulated or be, you know, transformed, or, you know, kind of morphed into something that you don't want in a connection. Because in reality, all these lessons were learned, or were made for you to be learned, for you to learn, essentially, that you hold the fortune within yourself, because you are lovable, and you have the ability to see forward towards a better outcome in love than before. But if you don't use that lesson, then things won't go necessarily the way you want. So just know that what's coming up in love is something it's not tricky. Okay, love is always tricky, so yes, it is tricky. But it's almost common sense, I would say. So just recognize that you're coming into a connection with a person who you care for, who you have a really good, close bond with. But you need to hold yourself accountable if you start doing situations, or if you start creating problems, or projecting your insecurities onto this person and causing resentment or causing fear. You need to be aware of the way that you handle situations, so you don't allow that to happen in the future with this connection, in order for it to actually be an abundant and, you know, valuable connection. Okay, pile number 1. That was juicy, but that is all for you guys, I'm saying. So just let me know if that resonated with y'all. I would love to know. If not, totally chill. This pile might not be for you guys. So, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah. So just basically figure out what you want first. Don't hold yourself back. Take that leap of faith. Follow what your heart is feeling for you. But also use discernment and understand when the situation is either you're overextending yourself or you're not giving enough. So, alrighty. Alright, pile number 2, you guys chose patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So I've already got kind of a pulsing headache, I'm not gonna lie, like a rush sensation when I first got your card out. So I think what's next in love, it might be really mind racing, I'm hearing. I think you've just had to be really patient with this love. I think that it's been unfolding, you know, gradually. It's been happening behind the scenes. It's been happening, you know, not in your direct vision, but, you know, in your mind's eye. But it's almost like there's been buildup happening here. It's almost like you really need to gain a sense of patience in yourself in order for this connection to happen, because maybe in the past, you've dealt with situations where you might have, you know, maybe wanted things too quickly, or you might have been a little bit too persistent, and instead of over controlling the situation, you need to take a step back and allow things to unfold naturally and organically. And I think that's, you know, something that you really need to get in tune with, or you need to get in tune with. You know, what's next in love for you is being able to understand that love is patience and love is kind, and even though things might not be happening right in that moment, things are happening in the future time, or things are happening and building up to be able to create a better and more successful connection than once before. This could also mean that you in the past have, you know, struggled with, again, being in this kind of energy of really striving for something, really wanting something so bad to the point where you are so, you know, looking for it, sensing it, creating this pull, or creating this push, I would say, this gravitational push away from love due to the fact that you've been so either persistent on wanting it, or just really persistent on acting like you don't want it. So maybe you've been someone in the past who have been like, love isn't for me, or just someone who's like, I'll never get someone, like love, people don't like love doesn't come to me naturally. Like, by putting that out into the universe, you have been cultivating an essence of making people gravitate away from you, or love away from you, I would say. So this had to help you change perspective and ground yourself and really center yourself in terms of what you truly find valuable in a connection with a person, and that value hold a standard of patience and time and responsibility. And if you guys aren't patient with one another, if you guys aren't compassionate and kind with one another, then things won't work the way that you want them to. So I think the lesson that you're learning right now, or what's coming up in love, is being able to be patient and allowing things to fold naturally and kind of gravitate towards you and pull towards you, and kind of create this magnetic attraction towards love around you by creating an abundance mindset here, and allowing yourself to align and center yourself with positive affirmations towards love. And creating that patience and creating that build up towards that love by being in tune with yourself is going to really kickstart this initially, is what I'm seeing and hearing. Alright, let me see for my pile number 2, Spirit. What is their angel number message? What does my pile number 2 need to know? Pile number 2's angel number message, Spirit. Alright, we have 28. I am a leader. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make capable and compassionate lead. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring together and drive a team towards achievement. So yeah, it's almost like you had to gain a leadership role here. You had to be able to recognize that you can accomplish great things all in divine timing here. You had to recognize that there is a purpose in terms of working with others and recognizing that. And being able to value that as well. I think that, you know, you're really going to come into a role of being, you know, feeling on top when it comes to achieving great things when it comes to love. You know, feeling secure in love, feeling like you've achieved this sense of totality with your person. Maybe this connection had to take a lot of time to really come together. Maybe there was a lot of things happening in the works, but there wasn't a situation where you guys could really coincide with one another until, you know, when it's coming towards you. But I'm seeing that you're really going to be a capable leader in terms of finding the balance towards compassionateness and action being taken. And that passion and even that patience in your attitude is really going to help you go far in terms of being that leader in this connection here. And then we have I'm confident. Yeah, wow, heavy on the, yeah, this is basically, I think that a lot of this connection has really required you to take a lot of patience in yourself to really find your purpose and find your true self in terms of recognizing why these things had to happen. So maybe things unfolded either in the past not so well in your favor in that moment, but maybe they happened all to prove your confidence or to prove your leadership mentality, to prove that you have the ability to take control of situations based on your timing and based on being respectful or being, you know, open towards allowing things to unfold naturally here. It says you are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. So yeah, so you've been in this kind of, I don't know if I would say hermit mode, but I'm sensing that there's been sort of like a retreat in your connections with love because you're building up that patience, you're building up that gradual build up here to become conscious of these ideas that you want in love and making them real. So creating that sense of planning and that sense of optimism and practicality as well, and by integrating them together to create kind of a situation in love that you feel is truly right for you. And this outlook is really helping you keep yourself on track towards what it is that you want and helping you really manifest that and let that come together for you. Alright, now let's get into your reading. Two Spirit, not the current energy. What is coming next for my pile number 2 in love? What is coming next for my pile number 2 in love? Spirit, talk to me. We have Trickster coming out. Back of the deck is Father. Alright, first we have Bat coming out. And Bird coming out. And back of the deck is Potion. I don't know why I'm hearing the song. Fly like a bird, you only fly away. got two for you guys. We got passion ignited and disruption coming out. Oh, okay, I think I'm starting to understand a little more. Back of the deck is triumph. Okay, it's coming together. What's next in love for my pal number 2, Spirit? Okay. You guys have been getting a lot of 2s. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. This is definitely, you're becoming more aligned and more balanced in terms of where you want to head with love. We have honeymoon and children coming out. And then back of the deck is flirt. And retreat also. Okay. Yeah, honestly, patience. Good things come to those who wait is what I'm hearing. So something seems like it's happening in the works that's working out in your favor because you've been so patient and diligent with time and working on yourself, I'm hearing. So not only have you been working on yourself, but you've been putting the right steps forward towards creating and cultivating some sort of love connection or some sort of ascension towards something in love here. Let's see, what's next in love, Spirit? And we have a new romantic cycle begins, yeah. New moon in Libra. Back of the deck is expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Okay, now let's get your tarot out. What's next in love for my pal number 2 collective? Alright, so we got 7 of Cups coming out first. Then 6 of Swords coming out. 10 of Cups coming out. 7 of Swords in the reverse. And one more. And the Knight of Wands. Let's clarify the 7 of Cups here. We got the 10 of Wands to clarify. Clarify the 6 of Swords here. The Justice card. The 10 of Cups. Clarify the 10 of Cups. We have the King of Swords. 7 of Swords in the reverse. Why is 7 of Swords in the reverse? We have the Judgment card. And then the Knight of Wands, Spirit. Why is the Knight of Wands here? We have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Back of the deck is the Page of Swords and 8 of Cups. Pile number 2. Wow. Okay. I'm really sensing, and I don't mean to 4422 I just saw this, but I don't mean to trigger someone as I'm saying this, so trigger warning. This deals with some sort of parental figure, but I think in the past you might have had a lot of trust issues with a father figure in your life. It could be this person, it could be someone, a father figure that you've had around for your whole life or just for quite some time that has really gave you trust issues in terms of focusing and really accepting your inner guidance and understanding your true potential and connections here. And I think in the past, due to this, a lot of people and a lot of, energy vampires, I would say, tried to really emotionally take from you. And I'm seeing that this mask you had on was almost like a protection for yourself, but it wasn't truly helping you. It was just helping other people and keeping them comfortable where they were at and making you carry all their burdens for them and really holding back and not saying anything and not creating something for you, not taking the path that you want to take based on the energy of others wanting to disrupt that for you. And I think that due to this, you have really taken time out of yourself to heal, to really focus on the talent that you have in yourself and the talent you can create and the kind of ways that you can cultivate a better connection for yourself. And it's almost like something happened, something created a catalyst for you to feel a disruption in terms of waking up to this and getting justice and opening your eyes up and gaining wisdom from this, you know, this tricky, sneaky behavior. Because I'm seeing that, again, you might have dealt with the father figure in the past who has been really, 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 you know, manipulative, just very, I'm just getting not trustworthy. So they may have gave you trust issues by telling you one thing and then doing the other, or saying one thing and then treating you the other way. So it's almost like in connections you always held a burden and you always felt burdened, or you felt like you had to carry these burdens for other people, or you felt like you were a burden in general because of these energies on latching onto you based off their own, you know, whatever instance that they have going on. But it's almost as if they would give you crocodile tears, you know. They would give you these burdens to carry because they couldn't carry them for themselves, so they just projected onto you. But you're gaining justice. You're seeing the duality of it now. You're starting to recognize why you had to hold all these burdens for other people, and also why those things had to happen for your favor, because you were supposed to triumph over all this. In order to recognize, again, to have patience and recognize that all these situations you went through were to show your strength and show your leadership in terms of allowing yourself to create a new romantic cycle in terms of balancing out the scales of what your past life has been, or past love life has been, and being able to transform really, and taking off that mask essentially towards really not checking out sneaky behavior, or not paying attention, or not letting, you know, deceptive energies or letting deceptive energies get involved in your kind of ways of thinking and ways of wanting. Like maybe in the past you might have felt like there was no way you could have some sort of connection when it came to you know, having children, or when it came to, you know, having that house with a person, having a honeymoon. Like in that energy, I feel like you might have been really scared to have that in the past because of these instincts and these decisions in the past that have really, you know, caused fear in terms of communicating yourself or your needs or wants, or creating a sense of validity in what you're saying. Because in the past, I keep on saying in the past, so yeah, this is definitely some past energy that you had to deal with, of someone or something constantly instilling fear into you, making it seem like it's almost like if they were projecting their own fear and their own, you know, self-limiting worth or beliefs onto you. And it's almost like they were kind of, again, projecting their kind of predictable behavior onto you and making it seem like there's no way you can get these things, because they would, you know, obviously say these things out of just feeling that way towards themselves. But it's like, it's a sense of people will say one thing and totally mean the other, because it's like people will only meet you as far as they met themselves. So when you think about it, if someone's not being true to themselves, basically, or not being true to you, or not being honest with you, it's basically because they're not honest with themselves. They don't tell the truth to themselves. They're not honest with themselves. They don't treat themselves with that respect, with that, you know, level of true compassion, to the point where they made you fear communication, or they made you feel like you couldn't communicate these burdens, or you couldn't ascend it to a level of stability, to a level of, you know, change, because of the fact that these decisions and these instincts were only, you know, put onto you based off, again, other people's perceptions of their own reality. And you're starting to really, again, this patience and this divine order is helping you unravel things as it goes. And it's almost like step by step, one by one, piece by piece, you're starting to uncover the layers of why you might have felt so stuck in the past, or why you might have felt like you had this mask on the whole time. And it's almost like you're finally going to gain justice and see the brighter outcome of love. And that's going to help you really speak your voice and really gain some sort of sense of control. And I think you're going to get a lot of like spiritual messages, or just get in tune with spirit and really activate your third eye in terms of, from a, you know, envisioned perspective and from a, you know, intuitive perspective. You're going to gather up these ideas and these actions towards creating a actual foundation of family for your life, for yourself, like your love life you're creating, and you're you know, communicating, and you're standing strong in this new romantic cycle towards, you know, having that emotional stability with someone, having that, you know, emotional fulfillment here, that house, that kids, whatever you want, that just like that happiness here. You're getting ready towards standing strong and communicating that and verbalizing it. And it's almost like this patience and this divine order had to happen so you can see this powerful change, not only in yourself but in your outside reality. It's almost as if the way that you shift your mindset and the way that you shift how you were treated as a child, in terms of how you integrate that now, really, really helps you gain a enlightened perspective on the way that love is meant to be handled in your life. And it's giving you almost this sense of things unraveling for your highest good and creating more passion in yourself. And you're kind of igniting this passion within you that has once been really suppressed deep down due to the fact that other, you know, manipulative tendencies cause you to bury that within you and cause you to feel like you don't know what's real, because if they're saying that what they're saying is real, but you know that's not fucking real at all, so how are you gonna know that's real when someone's telling you it's real when it's not real? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's this delusional reality that has been instilled on you because of someone else's reality that has really hindered your performance in terms of moving forward in love. And there's the sense of recognizing that and uncovering that piece by piece. And in doing so, it's almost like you cultivated this light towards finding your, you know, soul tribe. And in doing so, that created this really powerful change. And it's almost like you've made that judgment call to really remove the mask, or to really relieve the essence of deception, or really gain spiritual insight and uncover and unravel the mysteries, or the kind of silence that you felt you were held to a standard from, based off the illusions of what people have given you. So you're making that judgment call, and you're finally uncovering and releasing miscommunication in terms of allowing others to hinder or dictate yourself because of their own energy. And you're finally, you know, not feeling stuck in this deceptive behavior, not feeling stuck hiding behind yourself or hiding behind your words. You're really kind of saying the truth and speaking it how it is. And that's creating balance, that's creating respect. And not only that, you're moving forward in a way where you're learning a lot about not only yourself, but you're learning a lot about how patience really truly helps you tap into your highest, most vulnerable state in terms of getting the amount of respect and reciprocity you deserve. So by really stripping away everything that you once have known, and by kind of transcending this behavior and not allowing them to kind of dictate you anymore, you're really changing the way your reality is made. And you're walking away from the things that weren't serving you, the things that were creating emotional stress, emotional tension, weren't helping you see things from a more illuminated perspective. And by doing so, you're gaining and you're getting respect back. You're moving into a more fast, impulsive energy where a lot of things are coming quickly to you, and a lot of people or a lot of, you know, situations when it comes to love is going to be coming in very passionately and very, you know, receptively. So it's almost like everything you're giving in, you're getting back, and it's really going to help you, and it's really going to feel finally like patience was in your patience was in your favor. So you're going to be able to see like all this patience with not having a connection, or all this time taking out for myself. You recognize why in fact you had to do so, and you're going to be looking at it from a perspective of being able to see things from more, you know, childlike or innocent, I would say, standpoint. And that's going to help you use discernment, obviously, but it's going to help you see things from a more like fresh slate, where you're not focusing on love from a more burdened outcome. You're focusing on love from a more happy and emotionally free space, because you're not giving into these trust issues. You're not giving into these energies of the past, of what people projected onto you, how they felt. You're no longer letting those energies of how people feel in terms of their love life disrupt you and create, you know, stagnancy in what you're trying to build for yourself. Okay, so that is what I'm saying for you guys, pile number 2. I hope that did resonate. If it did, that's awesome. Please let me know if it did. I would love to know. If not, again, totally cool. Maybe this pile wasn't for you guys, or just take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, now I'm going to head on over to pile number 3. Got me wrapped around your finger. Hi, pile number 3. If you guys chose forgiveness, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, and this pile is for you guys. Ooh, excuse me, I just got the burps. So, pile number 3. I'm sensing a very big... this is interesting. Sorry, I keep on, like, choking up, and I think it just means that this person's choking up for you in terms of this connection with love has been a lot for this person. I don't know. Even this energy I'm getting it's a very interesting energy. I'm just feeling like this person is just so caught up on you, and it's almost like this person's overtaking the energy of the love connection, not just like what's next in love. It's like a person's next in love, obviously, because this person's coming in to offer forgiveness. But from another perspective, if you don't want to see it that way, if I'm going to ignore that, or if it doesn't resonate and you don't have a person, I'm seeing that you're going to be able to really, or what's next in love for you is really being able to find forgiveness in yourself, but also in other people as well, in terms of letting things go that in the past were resenting you or keeping you stuck from feeling like you can move forward in connections with love. So maybe in the past, 58 on the clock, they said that, but in the past you may have had issues with not being able to forgive. Maybe you are someone who has to hold grudges, or you're someone who feels very kind of stuck on situations. So maybe in the past, a lot of situations were required for you to, you know, maintain forgiveness here, that either you did give forgiveness from, or you have given forgiveness from, or, you know, you have been able to kind of stem away from and realize what forgiveness needed to be made there. But I'm seeing that, yeah, there's definitely a sense of things coming together, things kind of all, you know, wrapping up to one. I think that a cycle is coming to some sort of close here. Things are kind of finally coming to a whirlwind is what I'm hearing. So you're finally stepping into this cycle of being forgiving and allowing things to really open up for you in terms of love, and allowing for you to be really receptive and being very vulnerable in terms of allowing your energy to be kind of maintained and allow people to really offer you something, is what I'm saying. Pile number 3, your energy is a lot more interesting than the other piles in terms of understanding where you're at. So, let's see, let's get an angel number for you guys. What is the message from my pile number 3, Spirit? What is their angel message? What's pile number 3's angel message? Spirit, talk to me. We have 9, I am compassionate. It's your compassion that makes you shine. You are devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you're being of service. So, yeah, so maybe there's this energy of having to really forgive something or someone in a situation with love, because you are someone who holds a lot of compassion in your soul. You are someone who is extremely loving and extremely caring. You're someone who really does have a talent for really speaking up for other people and truly knowing what is the right time and when is the right time to really be of service for others, because you have a very good sense of consideration for others, people's feelings. But I think that in the past, people may have not had, that consideration for you as well. So maybe that caused some sort of resentment here. But there is a sense of needing to open up and to be vulnerable and allow this space to be freely open for compassion and a safe space for that, to ensure that there will be forgiveness and there will be love in this connection here. And then 8 on the back of the deck. I am successful. Your talent for setting up and reaching goals is like no other. You're self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions. 8 representing the ebb and flow of the infinite loop of creation. So you're really, it's almost like you're forgiving the past, and that's allowing you to really create success for yourself. That's allowing you to achieve above and beyond of what you've maybe thought in the past wasn't possible. You're trying to really create with the universe kind of the life you want in terms of love as well. And you're kind of being really self-sufficient in achieving that. And by doing so, you're helping yourself forgive situations and learn from them and create successful outcomes from that. Alright, let's see. Spirit, talk to me. What's next in love for my pile number 3, Spirit? Alright, we have victim coming out. So yeah, you've definitely been involved in some situations where I understand might have been a little bit boo honky. I've been there. And the back of the deck is Hermit. Spirit. We have Gift coming out and Bird. This one came out in all 3 piles, so there's definitely heavy communication happening here for my pile collectives, like a lot of communication here. Death on the back of the deck. We have New Beginnings. Beautiful. Back of the deck is Material Harvest. What is next in love for my pile number 3? We have Heart-to-Heart Conversations. Back of the deck is Pay Attention to the Red Flags. What is next in love for my pile it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. And then back of the deck is luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Coming up next in a lot from our pile number 3 spirit. We have the Strength card coming out first. The 5 of Cups. The Death in reverse. The Ace of Swords. Let's get one more. And then the 2 of Swords. Okay. Interesting. Play for the Strength card. Alright, so we got 2 coming out. We have the 3 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands, but I'll leave that like this. Sorry if you can't see the whole card, but I need to have enough space. So that's what I'll do. Card for the 5 of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups coming out. Card for the Death in reverse, Spirit, and the Ace of Cups. Card for the Ace of Swords. The 3 of Swords. And card for the 2 of Swords, the 9 of Cups. Back of the deck is Page of Pentacles and the Sun. I'm not getting, oh, this is interesting. Pile number 3, I'm getting you're getting recognition and love by having forgiveness, by getting forgiveness from someone, I'm saying. So it's almost like you're getting reparations for what is due towards what happened to you. So I feel like it's some closure that's coming for you. But I think that this is what you want. I think that this is, you know, helping you seek out a new beginning. So whether or not that's your choice on, you know, either seeking out a new beginning with a person in general or someone from your past who have, you know, wants forgiveness, or just starting new and really, you know, forgiving everyone and releasing yourself from feeling victimized in a sense of, you know, allowing that resentment to subside and gaining kind of emotional control over yourself. There's a sense, and I don't want to scare you guys, but there is a sense here of someone either coming forward to you in terms of speaking out to give some heart-to-heart conversation, but it's really important for you to use discernment on this person or on taking action with this, because there's a lot of energy of paying attention to red flags here and including and replacing that insight of, or replacing that fear-mongering energy with insight, with your awareness to be understood. So maybe it's like you're going to be able to get some sort of clarity on whether or not a situation that didn't work out in your favor was the reason why you were, you know, necessarily the one who had an issue. Yeah, it's like pile number 3. This, you guys have really got me shooky. Like, not shook, but just like, it's almost like a puzzle. Like your love life is like a puzzle here that you need to fix for yourself. It's almost like you have the means to route it and write it the way that you want, but it really depends on basically how transformative you are in terms of seeing the creativity or seeing the true abundance that can happen from the perspective that you're coming from. So maybe, what's next in love is you having a heart-to-heart conversation with someone about maybe you needing to move on, or about you feeling the connection isn't giving you clarity, or maybe you feeling like you didn't get what you wanted necessarily out of this connection, and it really, changed the way that you feel towards this person. And maybe that is needed for you to move on from this person and to recognize that luck is on your side here if you choose to go your way in terms of creating a better new beginning for yourself, and not allowing situations to really hinder your emotional capability of connections here. So it's almost like you're going to gain clarity, you're going to gain a new perspective on maybe you feel like you have a lot of love for this person, but nothing's going anywhere, and it's almost as if this person has been keeping you strung along, maybe. Or maybe there's just an essence of like, it could be that, but also it could be this person feeling like they've really done you wrong and really have gained a lot of insight on how they've done you wrong, and they want to come forward and take action and create something new beginning with you, but they know, or they're worried that you'll be in this mindset of being confident and feeling strong without them because you've already gained a lot of recognition in other places, and they're worried that this love won't be transformative for them, or they're worried that, that's definitely, okay, this makes a lot more sense, because I was confused. I'm like, for you guys, this sounds a little harsh, but I think it's coming from this person's perspective that makes a lot of sense. So it's almost like this person wants to be forgiven, and they want to transform this connection. They want to be loyal to you. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Okay, so this is from a person's perspective. This isn't just, because the last two perspectives, or the last two pals, if you saw them, had to deal with like what's next in love in terms of energy wise. This is a person's energy. This is like what this person's thinking when it comes to love with you. So yeah, so basically they want recognition with you. They want to be able to clarify some sort of heartache that they've had. I just see that they see you've done so much for yourself, and they see like there's this still like this cup of love you have, and they're worried that you won't want to, create something with them. You won't want to seek something creative with them and harvest something special in terms of this connection. You won't want to transform this connection, have a new beginning. But this person is heavy on their mind. It's almost like the amount of love for you has never subsided. The amount of love for you is still significant. It's not changed. This person still feels stuck on you. And it's almost like this person's heart hurts more and more in ways that they can't even express. But they want to be able to really communicate with you fully and like create this new sense of a new start with you, to be able to like hand you clarity of why maybe they hurt you or broke your heart, or why they may have caused heartache. And I'm seeing this being a wish fulfillment here, but I'm seeing that this person either sees you as a wish fulfillment and you're blocking them off, or you're not communicating with them right now, or they feel as if this wish fulfillment isn't going to be obtainable in some way, or they feel like, yeah, maybe you will block them, or something will happen in terms of action not being taken, and that will make them feel, I don't know how that will make them feel actually, because I'm not seeing that here, but I'm just seeing that this person really wants to come forward here and just collaborate and like give you recognition here. They want to show you how strong you've been. They want to like prove their strength for you too. They want to show you that they want to be loyal, and they want to be trustworthy, and they want to offer you something that they know will be abundant, because they really feel like you not only mentally stimulate them, but you also emotionally stimulate them. So like your courage and your confidence and your self-esteem and your self-worth has really opened this person's eyes in terms of recognizing what they've lost, and fearing that this communication will not end up happening anymore because of your value and how emotionally hurt you were in this connection, how emotionally invested you were in this connection, and what you got in return. And so this person wants to come back and wants to offer you something, and wants to become, I know that's like such a cliche thing, they want to offer you something, but like so this could be a he, but they really do. They really want to offer you something stable. They want to be able to look you in the face and admit their wrongs, or admit at least how they feel saddened about how they don't have you in their life anymore, and how they really want to offer you something because they feel like you are their wish fulfillment here, and they feel like they need to have this honest conversation with you, because they can't keep denying this. They can't keep denying their insight on how they feel about you, and not letting this kind of connection happen. They need to like bury the hatchet in, you know, in a saying for, I guess, to allow this kind of energy of feeling victim, having a victim mentality or feeling very stuck. They're trying to allow that to kind of, they're trying to like knock themselves out of it, because not only do they feel like you're the victim, but they also know that there is a sense of forgivingness needing to be made in this connection, whether or not you're going to take them back. I feel like they know that you possibly won't want them back because they cause a lot of heartache for you, and they recognize that. But this person still sees you as someone so happy and fun and sweet, and that you just give them so much like happiness. So I'm saying that love can really be a good outcome for you with this person if you accept it. But just please be mindful of where it's headed, and communicating your fears, but also being like strong in kind of your boundaries too. So don't allow them to kind of see everything in terms of where your emotional energy lies. So don't be too emotionally like, allow them to be emotionally open. Allow them to emotionally, you know, allow them to emotionally kind of be open to you, but also be emotionally receptive towards them, and be, you know, compassionate, like I said in the beginning. Be successful in that manner where you can forgive and you can be, you know, compassionate, and you can have a lot of, you know, sense of respect and sense of love and firmness when it comes to this foundation or with this person. But also, if you want to let them down because, you know, maybe it's a little too late, or maybe you just want something better in life now, you recognize you want more, it is okay to let this person down, or not let them down, but let this, like, you know, basically, you know, reject this person very nicely and very, you know, very compassionately, so they don't feel, you know, so they don't feel like they've wasted time, you know, creating some sort of apology for you or trying to communicate with you. So when this comes forward, please just be mindful of what you're saying and what you're giving out to this person and the energy you're kind of coming off as. Because if you're in an energy of not feeling receptive or feeling hurt or feeling kind of bitter or resentful toward this person, I don't see anything going really well, or I don't see this person trying to really open up or kind of offer you something materially abundant. But if, you know, it takes a turn towards you being confident and compassionate and receptive towards your energy in terms of being understanding of this person and knowing where they come from, and allowing yourself to really recognize the pieces of what's happening, it's going to really allow you to transform this connection towards a better outcome and see things from a more creative outlook. Like, you're going to be able to really transform this connection the way you want. So it's almost like you write the story. So how you're feeling about this connection with this person, when this person comes in and they offer you whatever offer they're giving you, it's really your decision in terms of whether or not you want to take the offer and, you know, level up with them and create luck in abundance in this connection, or respectfully decline the offer and move forward with your life and create another abundant connection with someone else, and recognize the faults of what happened in your last connection so you can be more mindful. But I do see that there's a lot of kind of energy of having a lot of like knowing this person for quite some time. So I feel like if you do want to salvage this connection, it's definitely something worth salvaging, I would say, because this person wants to give you recognition. This person wants to offer you not only emotional vulnerability, but wants to kind of come forward in a more generous manner and help you, you know, materialize whatever abundance you want in your life. But just be able to, again, pay attention to the red flags. If they're, you know, maybe kind of trying to victimize themselves, or if they're maybe giving themselves a pity party, just be able to recognize kind of what they're putting onto you and what they're projecting, because that could definitely be an indicator of where the connection's going, you know what I mean? So just be mindful of that, and don't allow your emotions to overtake you as well. Don't allow yourself to feel very kind of, really use discernment with your logic and emotions here, especially with this person, because I see this energy of this person feeling like they can get lucky, and they can kind of maybe take things a little too far in terms of manipulating the situation to their favor if you're emotionally really, really open. So just try to be emotionally receptive and loving, but don't allow your emotion to overtake your logic when it comes to this connection. So don't allow them to kind of make you think illogically in terms of where you want to go and where you're headed with life or with this connection. But yeah, that is what I'm saying, pile number 3. I hope that did resonate. If it did, that is great. Please let me know if it did. If not, That was totally chill. I saw 2020 on the clock. 2020, 2020 vision. Can you make me hit me with precision? I wonder if you look both ways when you cross my mind. Or I wonder when to look both ways when you. Yeah, you're on this person's mind for sure. Can I get a kiss and can you make it last forever? Yeah, I said I'm about to go to war and work and I don't know if I can see you again. Yeah, this person's not sure if they're gonna be able to like really have something with you again, so they're really kind of. Whew, I'm getting like this sense of nervousness, like scared. Like this person just wants to be able to offer you something and they're just worried that you'll turn them down here. So just again, for this person's sake, I know they might have done something shitty in the past, and like I get it. If they hurt you, they hurt you. It's totally okay to understand that and take that in and maybe tell them like reasons where they hurt you and what they've done and be mindful of that. But it's also another thing to be bitter and project everything back onto them, because that means that not only are you disrespecting yourself because you're not, you're not showing yourself the amount of love and respect you feel towards yourself in terms of allowing someone else to over control you or over consume you. And I'm not saying that you can't get mad at this person or say something in a stern manner where it's more like, okay, listen, like I totally get where you're coming from, but you have to admit, or you have to realize that I'm also a human and I'm also have feelings and I'm also someone who needs to be able to communicate my needs in a certain way that I feel like you can also be receptive towards. It's just being able to be compassionate and have a safe space for communicating openly. That's really gonna help you successfully see things in a more brighter outlook with this person. It's gonna help you kind of arrange things for your benefit more. So just like, if you feel like this person has hurt you in the past, you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more out of it by being just nice and respectful and being the bigger person, because this person's gonna not only see that, but they're gonna want to be with you even more, because they're gonna recognize that you truly care and you truly hold yourself to a higher standard, to the point where you're not gonna just stoop down to really attack someone else because you know that they've been going through things or they have their own issues to deal with. You're someone who's going to be of high value and high stature by doing so.